is all mine!
Yo YouTube, what's going on? Today we are going to be reacting to GORESH'S top 10 units. Now I know I haven't been able to create one myself, but it's actually nice to be able to react to Dragon Ball Legends content creators' top 10 lists. And then eventually I will be able to create my own, and maybe he'll have the same units as I have. But without further ado, let's just get into this. I'll do a little introduction of what he'll talk about, and then we're just going to kind of skip between units, and then I'll agree, disagree, and we'll talk about this for a little bit.
We're jumping into the top 10
Let's lower that,
characters
let's
of
raise that up a
Dragon
little
Ball
bit.
Legends list. This is the February 2024 list. I don't think I did one in January because there wasn't that many changes to.
How dare you not do one in
We
January?
had a bunch of GT stuff, but it wasn't really until we got Super 17 here. You can see on the screen here that the meta really saw any significant change whatsoever. So I felt like it was worth waiting until we got.
All right, let's just skip
full
over
brunt
to
of
the
the
end.
GT
I'm just going to go right to the
campaign
ends, and I'm pretty sure I just saw what his first
people
one
who play the
was,
game in
but
different regions.
we will see.
With that said, let's go ahead and start off with number 10, and we will move up the list from there. Alrighty, number 10 on the list is going to be Ultra Janemba. So the thing about this guy is, I think individually, when you take a look at like how good is each character just in a vacuum on their own, this guy's still very, very powerful. The things that he's doing are just really not fair in a lot of ways. I do think this is a very bad meta for him, especially with the fact that I believe still the best team in the game is going to be Saiyans. UI Goku, you have Goku and Bardock, and you have Revival Pikkon. I feel like that team has been the best in the game for a good 2 months at this point, or since whenever UI Goku released, a month and a half or whatever it's been. But yeah, this guy has like.
Okay, I'm looking at this right now, and I don't know if he's top 10, just because he really fell off kind of hard. He was really good for the time he went out, and maybe about a month, but there's so many green units that can just stop this man, and it's not really, I don't know how to be able to put it, like funny or ironic that he was really good. He got the cooler treatment. He was really good, and then a whole bunch of green units came out and kind of just destroyed him. And but I will say he was very good with his gauge that he had. He gets the 2 ults. He kind of just gets his ult for free. Yeah, he had the cover null for about 5 timer counts. His green card, he able to get a strike. Just everything about him was good. I don't know if he's top 10, but I will say that he's at least close to top 10, but we don't need to be able to listen to any more of what he has to say, but we're just gonna we'll go on to what number 9 is. I think
potentially see a resurgence, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know if he's top 10.
Like at that point,
I don't know if he's top 10.
900 green units just coming, through every single match and really stop putting a stop to this guy.
So we'll see what number 9 is.
Ultimate, we'll see. But number 10 is going to be Janemba. Let's move on to number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta.
I feel like these guys should be a little bit higher. The combos that these two can be able to create at the end of the game when you can't do a goddamn thing, nah, they deserve to be higher. I think when I create my own list, I'm going to put these guys up a little bit higher.
Kind of an interesting situation this character is in right now. I certainly don't think they're bad. I don't think they are undertuned as a character. This is, again, just another example of a character that is not necessarily the greatest spot. They're not necessarily in the greatest spot for this meta right now. This character dropped, and it's like there was an interesting dynamic with this character because obviously they're meant to be a universe rep buff here. They spent the entirety of 2023 essentially buffing universe reps leading up to Legends Fest, where they dropped this guy in part 1, and then they dropped Ultra UI Goku in part 3. And I imagine they envisioned Ultra UI Goku sort of helping this character out.
And it does.
Universe reps, and they want you to run them both next to each other. But what ended up being the reality was, I actually think Universe Reps team as a whole.
Universe. So we're gonna skip to number 8 because I know I don't agree with number 9. I feel like they should be higher. But yes, Universe Reps got the treatment of basically the entire year of 2023. But again, if you have a tanky team and if this team is 14 stars, the combos that units can be able to create is absolutely ridiculous. You literally can't do anything. You have to sit there and just take the combo. You can't do anything. If their gauge fills up, the green card will stops giving cover null at some points. But again, if they fill the gauge, the cards that they can still be able to do, you're getting hit with a 99 combo, and you just can't do anything. There's nothing else you can do about it. So I feel like they're a little bit higher. You gotta give a little bit more respect to them. So we're just gonna skip over number 8, but
it's tough to really
that's
want
fine.
to run this character over Goku and Bardock because I feel like they sort of share the same.
I feel like they should be higher.
The same role
That's fine.
on the team. So we'll see.
Let's see what number 8
forward,
is.
But as of right now, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with this character being at 9 on the list. So we're saying Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta at 9. Let's move on to number 8. All right, number 8 is going to be Ultra Vegito Blue. Definitely at this point, I would consider this guy to be a very well-aging character. This guy came out, I believe it was in July, right? At the end of the anniversary.
I'm gonna let him
Tail
go.
end of the anniversary.
I'm gonna let
So
him
now,
go.
At this point, I mean, he is like 6-7 months old almost. So he's definitely aging very well. I think there's not really much, not really many negative things I could say about this guy here, but I'll sort of make the same comment that I made about Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta at number 9, which is just the fact that it's tough for this guy to really get going as he once did when you have characters like UI Goku out on the field. We're seeing,
so let him go. I'm trying to think of my thoughts of what I'm gonna think about
later
this.
on. Definitely is a pretty big issue for this guy. It's funny because we saw like these major Blue releases come out one after another when this guy released, and he was still able to push through. But now as we head into 2024 and we get, we continue to get these major Blue characters coming out.
All right. I feel like he's just a hair higher than 8, maybe 7 or. Yeah, no, I think 7 probably would be a good spot for him. Getting rid of the Vanish Gauge right from the start. You basically wait for your opponent to hit its strike, and then he just combos forever, and then you just keep on going. He's got one of the best countering green cards in the game, basically on everything that happens. Tap, blast, strike, everything. Except for blues and ultimates, but not many things to be able to do that. I don't know. I feel like this should be a little bit higher. He's still great damage. He's got the nice tap mechanic, where he's able to just spam the screen and hit it as hard as you can. The AoE damage that he creates, I think this unit deserves to be a little bit higher, just because he can still be able to create some damage throughout this meta itself. But I know all ultras eventually go down, and it's unfortunate because if when UG4 comes out, this will happen. The damage is not going to be there, but it just happens with every ultra. But I do think the Vegeta Blue is definitely still a top 10 unit. I will say that.
Stands right now. Again, it's just 7 months later after this guy's come out. We've simply seen better units. That's just the way it is. So this guy is aging well though. So I'll be interested in seeing how well he does moving forward. Number 8, Ultra Vegito Blue. Let's move on to number 7. All right, number 7, we have Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So upon initial usage of this character, I mean, we've obviously had, almost 4 weeks of this guy being released now.
Just say you hate GT. Just say it. Just say it.
So we've had a bit of time to run this guy and see how he works. And with GT now being fully fleshed out, I think I can give a bit of a more generalized opinion about how he's doing right now. So there's actually 2.
Just want to hear what he has to
make
say.
about this guy. Number 1, I actually think they could have given him more than they did. And that might sound crazy considering he's number 7 on this list, which is very good for a Zenkai character. It's very rare that we ever see a Zenkai character this high up on the list. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, the reason why he's so high on the list, this is like a hand-picked, perfect meta for this character. And they obviously did this on purpose, right? They set this meta up to where you're terrified of bringing like any purple unit. And obviously that's due to UI Goku's existence. UI Goku, if you are a purple character and you get touched by UI Goku, you're probably dead, right? I mean,
True.
We still have a lot of good purple
True.
characters in the game, and it's like they're just nowhere to be seen a lot of the times thanks to UI Goku being a character that is in most matches, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, there are quite a lot of revival characters in this meta right now. I think Orange Piccolo is, pretty common.
Yep.
Obviously, Pikkon Gogeta is very common. Obviously, those revival characters being in this meta, and I sometimes see Revival Goku being thrown around, the UI Goku. So there's quite a bit of revival units that are being used right now. Obviously, that does help this character because he does get
Okay, I see where he's going with this. Yes, I can agree that there's some revival characters that could be able to help him out. He is in damage, and at least his health will go up. And you get the 4 Dragon Balls. Yeah, he's not 7. He's got to be higher. The fact that he was able to do nothing and then absolutely destroy, getting 2 ults, he gets the 4 coup after a unit is dead with the covered null. I think he's just higher. I think he's just higher. But again, GORESH'S just hates GT, so it doesn't really matter. Why am I getting upset? Why am I getting upset? Because he just hates GT. So there's no point of it. So we're just going to go to number 6. Whatever.
And in terms of just position in the meta, he's looking very solid. So I don't really have many other things to say about this guy. Off to a...
We're number 6, but...
nah.
Again, it's his opinion. It's fine.
Okay, coming in at number 6, we have Revival, Pycon, and Gogeta. Again, not much to say about this character. You guys definitely have fought this guy enough time to know how good he is, what they're able to do. The only reason why they're not higher on the list, I guess, is we'll just move on.
What am I looking at?
To that point is what I talked about with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is a very common unit to fight. A lot of people are using GT. I think GT is one of the strongest teams in the game. I don't think it's the best team in the game, but it is up there. I think it's on par with some of the best teams in the game, thanks to the recent releases we've seen. But it becomes a lot tougher to use this character. You can't just throw him out willy-nilly, expecting to, let's just have the revive go off, because it becomes a lot tougher in a situation where you're fighting Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You can't just do that because then they can just rush you and then rush you again.
Look, I feel like this unit was a very cool design when it came out. Everyone saw it. It was Pycon. Oh, wait, he revives in the Super Gogeta. It was a great concept. The damage, I haven't seen, even at 14 stars, I haven't seen the damage that can be able to create with this unit. I feel like the defense part really does not help this unit at all. And it's very unfortunate. I think that they could get a plat at some point to be able to help this unit out, but it's just very underwhelming to see that this unit's just for me itself, when I'm fighting up against Pycon and Gogeta, I feel like they might be, to me, might be a little bit lower, like more like to the 8 or 9 or something like that. 6, I get the revival, you can stop, the rush and do all that. I get that, but the damage, I haven't been able to see him do anything meta changing. I just haven't. I'm sorry. If you like Pycon, I love the character itself. It's a great design, but I just don't see him 6. I'm sorry. I don't see him 6. I don't.
So it adds another layer
of
concern.
Whatever, we're going to the 5. We're going to the top 5 units.
Still going to age probably.
So if I'm going to guess, with the top 5 units, it's going to be USB, Goku, Bardock. This is not in the order of what it is. I'm just saying the top 5 units left. And it's going to be Beast, Super 17, and UI. Those are going to be the 5 units. If I had to guess which one he's going to do, it's going to be USB at number 5. I'm going to guess he's going to go Goku, Bardock, number 4. You're not going to like this. UI 3, Super 17 2, Beast number 1. That's just what my guess is what he's going to do.
Very well. Number 6 is Pycon / Gogeta. Let's move on to the top 5. All right, starting off.
Okay, I'm 1 for 1.
At number 5, we have LF Spirit.
I'm 1 for 1.
GT Goku.
Yes, I could see him being top 5. Let's just hear it, and then I'll say something.
So definitely this guy has gained a significant amount of value from the addition of Super 17. The GT team is now basically complete. We have this guy, we have Super 17, and we have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta essentially together. Though that is the main GT team you're going to be using. There's no other construction of the team you'd probably want to use other than those 3 characters. I mean, it's by far the best lineup for the GT setup. So just the good things about this character, because this is actually going to be the first video where I include this guy on the list, because I didn't make a separate list when this guy first dropped. His green card is really good. I think overall the amount of teams using Blue 17 has definitely fallen. Blue 17 is just, at this point, he needs a Zenkai buff. Like, it is actually ridiculous. 13 months since he came out, and still he doesn't have a single like actual good Zenkai. He has the I know he has the free blue 21 Zenkai buff. No one cares. That's not a real Zenkai buff. He needs a real Zenkai buff to be able to.
All right, why are we talking about blue 17 when you have Goku there? I don't understand. Okay, yes, top 5. I'm okay with it. Him being right here, I have no problem with that. Green card, he said, is very good. He gets a blue every time. He basically nukes the last unit standing. He locks in when at least one enemy is dead. He goes type neutral. His gauge is nice. He heals like a motherfucker. He'll go type. He goes defensive neutral when his gauge is popped, and he has the defensive neutral for 5 timer counts. It is very unfortunate that he doesn't reduce the damage on blue cards, or get rid of buffs. That is one thing that kind of sucks, but he does it with at least ults and rushes, so he can be able to survive and all that. So, yes, this blue Goku was very good for GT to be able to survive for a long time because GT needed something like this. And we finally have a decent blue unit that could be able to survive stuff. So, yes, I'm fine with him being top 5.
Don't really have many negative things to say about this Goku. Overall, he's just a really solid character, and I think he probably should be a auto-include in GT moving forward unless we get some major tune-ups for the team, which we'll see if we do. So GT Goku coming in at number 5. Let's move on to number 4. Okay, so at this point, this is probably where...
My whole bracket is destroyed. My whole bracket is destroyed. 4? Beast Gohan at 4?
Where my list is going to be differing from a lot of other people's lists. I have Beast Gohan at 4. I don't think there is some oh my god, massive difference between the top 4 characters. It's pretty close. It's not that crazy of a difference here.
Well, yeah.
So I have Beast Gohan at 4. I'm not really going to go through what he can do because we've been through this a million times. So I'll just give off my reasons as to why I don't have him higher. Number 1 is going to be teams. I don't think hybrids. I don't think movies is at the level that we're seeing of GT or Saiyans. Sun Family can be really good, right? You just run a Sun Family variant, UI Goku, Goku and Bardock, and then this character. I just think it's a worse version of Saiyans. I think you just replace this Gohan with Pikkon, and the team is a lot better. The team flows a lot better. Pycon's able to generate a lot more green cards. He's able to provide the
I'm waiting until he continues on with what he's talking about, and then I'll
better than this Gohan
say something.
I think that's really what the role of the character is going to be on that team, right? You're basically whenever you're running Goku and Bardock on a team, you're going to be designating the pointness. When I say pointness, I just mean the character you're using the most to deal damage, to combo with. That's Goku and Bardock's job. They're going to be gaining priority most of the time with their green card. They're going to be comboing for most of the time with their ridiculous card draw speed plus cover null combination. And then when you're not in with them, most of the time you're just using UI Goku to buy time, to get Goku and Bardock back in, to continue the process over and over again. And so I felt...
Okay, I am completely shocked by this. I was not expecting this in my bracket. My bracket is completely busted. 4? Oh god, I lost for words. Okay, all right, we gotta talk about this. No, I know it's his opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. The damage he can be able to create. The fact that every time someone uses a blue ultimate or a rush, he lowers the power. I don't know about rush because again I'm not reading the kits and all, but for blue and ultimate, he lowers the damage of it every single time. He gets rid of your vanish on his transformation. And what am I saying? He uses the green card, then uses the blue, which basically type neutral. You have no choice but to accept your fate on it. And sometimes if you pan him with Pan, still one of the best supporting units in the entire game, still being able to destroy is ridiculous right now. So I do not understand why he is at 4, but we're just going to move on from that because I'm very curious to see what the other units that he has on this list. So we're just going to continue on with this. I'm very surprised.
I have my doubts. X to doubt. So I have this guy at number 4. Again, not really like a massive difference between him and the rest of the top characters here, which we're about to talk about. But yeah, so Beast at 4. Let's move on to number 3. All right, coming in at number 3, we have Ultra UI Sign Goku.
What did I say what my list was? It was USB, Goku Bardock, UI, 17 Beast. Okay, so at least I got
again, I'm not going to go
2 of them
through
right.
all the nitty-gritty details because you guys know how this guy operates.
I don't even think I need to go into this. You guys already know he's the top 3 unit itself because he still locks in your units. If it's a purple, he's still going to be able to do damage. He has got the UI. He stops basically strike animations. He just goes nuts, man. 14 stars. You already know what this unit can do. You already know what this unit can do. All right, I mean, I can hear like a little bit more of what he's talking about, but I really don't think I need to.
Said when I first read this, but I've been using this guy for a decently long period of time. Again, he's been out for like a month and a half. I'm gonna tell you, this is probably like one of the most ridiculous things about this character.
At least I could see him being top 3, but I was very surprised. I gotta stop talking about it with Beast being at number 2. So we're just gonna go on to number 2. I think he's gonna have.
I actually have number 1 and 2 shared on the list, and obviously you guys are gonna know who it is. But let's move on to that spot. All right, so I have number 1 and 2 actually shared between 2 characters. I really couldn't pick one over the other. It's tough, man. I think it's really, really close. So, of course, we have Goku and Bardock, and we have Super 17. I guess we'll just quickly, briefly go over Goku and Bardock. I mean, you guys don't really need me to talk about this character, do you?
The indestructibility. Great.
You know what I mean? Like, the most unfun character to fight. It's just... The combination, it's not just them either, it's just the combination of them and UI together. It's just so toxic. It's so cancer. Like people looked at Super 17 and they're like, this guy's gonna be so cancer to fight, this guy's gonna suck to fight against, he's gonna be so annoying, he's gonna be passive, blah 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 blah. I will tell you right now, without a shadow of a doubt, the combination of this character and UI Goku is 10 times more toxic than anything Super 17 does. I promise you this is way worse. This character is just so annoying. The AoE green card just by itself, I would say, is a more toxic mechanic than Super 17's green card. Because there's a lot less ways you can play around dealing with this, right? You make one wrong move, not even just a wrong move, but like you accidentally press your screen and like you lose in some instances against this character. Like you go for a tackle, and if the enemy has...
I mean, I guess I can see what he's talking about. The green card that does suck though. That is a long animation. If you get around that, you'll be fine to not worry about that AOE green card. But I mean, as long as if you have in your team, if you got a green and a purple unit, you'll be fine to deal with them. I think it's just the indestructibility fact that they have is interesting.
Has a quick vanish against your tackle. They could just hit you with the green card, and then there's action, like you actually can't counter it. There's nothing you could do. And then they go on to their 50 card combo, and then they go into UI Goku, and then they lock you in. It's just like ridiculous. So what I'll say about this character, I would very easily say this character is much better defensively than Super 17 is, and I would also probably say they're a much more flexible character with their teams than Super 17 is as well. But as crazy as it sounds, I'm kind of just like 17 is a more offensively dominant character itself. Well,
I kind of want to hear what he has to say about 17.
Now we have this guy. This guy is essentially just a modern day version of Ultra Vegito Blue, and he's more centered around what GT needed as a team to function well in the current meta, right? Right now, it's very tough to work around UI Goku's gauge, even as a red character. And I mentioned this when I talked about Ultra Vegito Blue earlier on the list, is Ultra Vegito Blue, like, of course, he's very powerful, very good. Same thing with Blue Kaioken and Goku Evolution Blue Vegeta. 2 combo-reliant characters. They're there to just pound away for years at a time. Very tough to do that with UI Goku existing. But this character actually does not have a tough time doing that because a lot of times he's force drawing specifically blast cards. He's drawing blast cards when the enemy swaps. He's drawing blast cards when you fill up his gauge. He has Cover Null up for like, I don't know, 70% of the time he's attacking. Like, it's ridiculous.
If you've seen in my videos, you can see how much blast cards I am getting just constant. I literally can just click cards and boom, I can just keep going. I can be what all of those people I fought against are doing to me, like through the entire year of last year. All they were doing is click cards. Now it's my turn to be able to just click cards. Crazy.
One thing that I found to be very, very good with this character, and I actually did mention this on social media as well. So of course we have two styles of playing the game, essentially. When it all comes down to it, you can boil it down to two styles when you play Dragon Ball Legends. There is a passive play style, and there is a proactive / aggressive play style. I would much rather see characters designed to work around playing proactively. I would like it much more, and I think people would have a much more enjoyable time with the game if we saw more characters that had mechanics that promoted proactive gameplay. So this character has both, which I think is the best part about this character. This guy obviously, of course, is going to punish any kind of blast cards that you throw at him, obviously barring like rocks that are not considered key blasts, right? Obviously, you're going to get heavily punished by this. Honestly,
the green. It's gotta have one of the best green cards in the game, besides from, you know, like all the AOE's and Vegeta Blue's green card that counters. But this, if you get caught with this, could be just GG.
If you key blast this character at all, you lose. Like, essentially, is basically what happens. These effects are just like beyond anything we've ever seen with anything. I think like this is the I think I actually would. This is probably the single most punishing mechanic in the game. If you actually throw a key blast at this character, like you lose. You lose a character almost. There's very few instances where you can actually key blast this guy and have your key blast absorbed and come out alive with that character. It's very rare. So that's the part that this character is promoting passive gameplay with. Then the part where he's promoting proactive gameplay with is a very interesting ability here. The following effects occur upon landing a tap shot, tap attack, or quick attack hit. He seals enemy strike and blast cards. He seals enemy strike and special move cards, and he gets an increase to his unique gauge charge rate. The reason why this is so powerful is because if you quick attack somebody, you can go for a blast card and not have to worry about them going for a blast armor strike card or a blast armor blue card. And whenever you tap attack somebody, you can basically safely go for a tackle because you know their strike cards are sealed. So this heavily promotes proactive / aggressive gameplay, and I think the fact that this character can do both.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about it.
Means that he can thrive in essentially any circumstance.
The only thing I want to see is who he's gonna rank higher. I know I said 1 and 2, but I need to see who he's gonna rank higher.
I think we can sort of look past that a little bit, just because his team is able to fill that role for him, right? GT Goku is there for that reason. We have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on the team, who is there to cover change for that reason. So there's those things. He's increasing some.
And also, I did mention that he also gets another ult when he cover changes for the first time.
Counts with the enemy when they switch, right? I mean, there's just infinite things with this character that he's doing that make him absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, that's really all there is to say about Super 17. It's really hard to put him or Goku and Bardock above each other because I just feel like they both have like a similar impact on the game. So that is going to conclude this.
All right, guys. So that. Looking at this, some units I feel like a little bit higher. This was an interesting list to be able to see. I'll create my own and probably in another time to create another video of my top 10 units. But again, he's Goresh. This is his opinion of it, and also when I create mine, it's my own opinion too. So just from dealing from what I've seen. But for the most part, it's an interesting list. I will say that. It's not like I'm saying that's bad, but it's an interesting list to be able to see. So let me know what you guys think in this. Is he right? Is he wrong? Do you think that some units deserve to be higher? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I would love to be able to hear what you guys have to say about this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, because we got our new goal still. We're trying to reach around 2,000 subs. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later.
is all mine.